success. And while we did not know the story, I did not know the full story. I thought I knew a little bit more than I actually found out since just this week. Attending the program on Monday night, attending the program earlier today, and attending the program tonight, and also talking directly with Professor Dr. Ricky Hill. So I would like to say that I spoke at the Board of Supervisors meeting, the Southern University System Board of Supervisors meeting on October 21, and as an alumni representative, I was asked to at least try to identify the names of the students that we thought were expelled. And we knew at the time that the few names that we came up with, that we didn't have them all, we didn't have them accurate, we didn't have them correctly, but we made our best effort with the information that we had at the time. But I also know that tonight we talked a lot about the students, Denver Smith and Leonard Brown, but there were also four professors that I know of, at least that I believe I know of, that were terminated because of the protests and were banned and actually went elsewhere. So if you would allow me to, I would like to at least share the names that I know of, and if I'm incorrect, so I'm incorrect, but we're trying to get to the truth. And some of this information is hard to find. As far as I know, Professor James Schaefer, who was the chair or the dean of the architect school and a professor, got terminated. He went on to become the dean and the chair of the architect school at the University of Michigan, and is a well-known, famous architect. Southern lost the gem, and so the architect students lost the gem. They lost out on that opportunity. Dr. Joseph Johnson was the chair and professor of physics, and he got terminated. He taught me. He went on to teach and chair at another HBCU. I don't want to get it wrong, so I won't attempt to try to name that university. Where was it? Howard University? Okay. So these student leaders kept in touch and they know what happened. So also George Baker, Professor George Baker was an electrical engineering professor. He taught me. He was terminated. He went on, as far as I know, to Xavier University and taught there until he retired. He also taught at Howard University. So this information, like I said, is not well known, and I really would like to stay in contact with the group of leaders that are on the panel so that we can get more of this information and share it, because a lot of the articles that were written, have been written, would typically only mention one or two names, and that was about it. So, and the other professor was named Richard Johnson. He taught mechanical engineering technology. I don't know where he ended up going, but I believe he went on to teach elsewhere also. So I wanted to mention that because this is at least part of something that I brought out. And I would like to say that I am speaking here on behalf of the Alumni Federation. I should have started with this, but I'm the Vice President of the Southern University Alumni Chapter in Arizona. It's in the Phoenix, Arizona area. I live in the Phoenix, Arizona area, but the chapter represents and recruits students from the entire state, so they decided to name the chapter after the state. Just so we were not confused, it was on purpose. We actually have 18 students from the Arizona area at Southern University now. We just chartered our chapter in 2018, and so we're a very young chapter, but we are making strides, and we're all about trying to help recruit the students, mentor them, retain them, help them graduate. I also represent an organization called the Sons and Daughters Special Projects Team Fund, which we just got our 501c3 in January 2022. Dr. Jola Bagayoko is the Director President. I am the Director of Communications, and we are recruiting students with regards to the mentoring, retention. So, since we're on a time limit, I just want to say that I have learned so much of the truth by speaking and meeting Dr. Ricky Hill, attending these programs and listening, and as an alumni representative, I just wanted to give back. I'm an electrical engineer, not an attorney. So thank you very much, everyone, and thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
If I might take a quick moment, just 1 minute, and clarify that. I was arrested, I call it kidnapping, on Southern's campus. Taken to the back of the campus, put in an old building, and interrogated for 5 hours. And so when I went to, and then they turned me over in jail to white racist cops who beat me up there and sprayed mace all over me and all that. So when I went to court, the judge wasn't aware of the law that the others were charged with. So he called the district attorney and said, there is no law like that, so you have to let it go. And they said, well, release him. And I ran fast. And that was it. So I wasn't officially banned from the university. But every time I tried to go up there, I was chased down and harassed. And in the hearing that ensued after that, the judge admonished the district attorney and the university not to chase me every time I went on campus. And so that was that story. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that. So also, I was not allowed to march across the stage and receive my diploma. They told me it would be mailed to me because I was too much of an activist, and that was it. So I got it, but I never got the opportunity to march across the stage. So my father, who spent $62, that's all he had for a 4-year college, I worked from 14 years old all the way up until now, and worked my way through college, both LSU and Southern University. And my parents never got to see their firstborn graduate from a university.
So much, and so much wrong done to citizens of this country by those that are supposed to protect and look out for them. And at an HBCU, this is tragic. Now, I'd like to hear from, we want to give an opportunity to hear from a member of the Smith family and a member of the Brown family, Mark. And with so much, we won't have time for questions from the audience for the panel. So much regret, but I can tell you what, there's so much more I'm sure there is still to hear. So would someone from the Smith Brown family like to come up? Smith family, please. Both of you come up together and
So I won't be long, maybe a minute or less. First, I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bill, for all that you've done. I really appreciate it. You've taken a hopeless situation for our family. I say hopeless because what do a father and mother do that has 12 kids, less one that was killed on some campus? Where do they go for help when the people that's sworn to help is the one that caused you hurt? That's what made it a hopeless situation. This effort that you've done, I appreciate it. So now we're hopeful. I think I can speak for the family that there's some hopefulness now that see we on the path of right and is wrong. I also want to say that hopelessness from my family, what I've seen, also came because of the struggle. The hopelessness turned to hopefulness because of the fact that struggle causes us to turn to God and to trust God. And to hope down in God as who never disappointed was able to take us through these 50 years. And so with that, I thank God for him being faithful and allow all this to come to pass, all this to transpire, to bring that situation that was so tragic, murder of my brother, which seemed hopeless at the time. Now there's some hopefulness that's been given because of your work and everyone that participated. Thank you.
thank you very much. Now, the message from the Brown family, you're going to see it on. Yes.
My name is Leonard Jenkins. I'm the son of Willie and Rosie Jenkins of Louisiana. and the proud nephew of Leonard Douglas Brown. And I just want to highlight the fact again that I'm named after my uncle, Leonard Douglas Brown. And growing up, so in all honesty, it wasn't something that I knew in the sense of the meaning and importance of it initially growing up. But I do remember very well the conversation between my mom and my dad where we were sitting in the living room and we were talking about my name. And I made the comment like, well, you know, people tease me sometimes about my name, Leonard. And you know, I didn't understand the meaning until my mom, she said, well, you know, like you're named after your uncle who was killed at Southern. And a light bulb came on. And I don't remember my age, but I remember I was young. And from that moment, I started to ask my dad like questions, like what happened? Why wasn't things done about it, you know? And he told me stories about when he went to identify my uncle. Like he knew it was him by his feet. Like he said, he had very distinct feet. And as soon as he saw his feet, he knew it was him. And then the other things like intimidation or whatever the case may have been, where people necessarily didn't come forth at that time, you know, to bring justice to his murder. And so, again, I just really want to state, like, I am an extremely proud nephew. Like, I take extreme pride in being named after my uncle. I wear it proudly every day. And any and every opportunity I'm able to speak on his name, I do that. Any opportunity available when I'm able to speak on the events or even current events to you know, call foul to those things and the killings we see today that have done so many other families wrong and no justice has been served. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do it every day in my name and in the name of
my name is Shonda Wallace. I'm the only child of Leonard Douglas Brown. Just wanting to say some quick things about this 50th. First of all, I want to thank the Lord. Secondly, thank everybody that's involved in helping get this done. Thirdly, I want you guys to say his name, Leonard Douglas Brown, Denver Smith. It's just like we remember everybody else that's been tragically shot. Brianna, we say her name. We still see her name in the newspaper. I want you guys to still instill and see his name, Leonard Douglas Brown. I want to also say thank you to Southern University for putting this on, because we need to let the students of Southern University understand, know why, and see what the two guys on the student union's face mean, what they sacrifice, and why they are here. They are here at Southern University and LSU because of these two guys, especially my father who got killed. A man that I would never know, never knew. I was 3 months on. But thank God he had a brother that loved him enough and loved me enough to take me on as his child. And a sister that loved me enough to take me on as her child. I just want you guys to know that this means a lot. We wouldn't be here today if those two men had not sacrificed their lives. And we don't tell the story. Or if we tell the story, it's not the truth. But when you tell the story and tell the truth, people understand it. And it's a heartfelt story. It's a story that's still living on today. It's like it's a cycle, it's repeating itself. And we need to stop that cycle. Again, to my family, to Denver's family, we are strong. We're going to continue to stay strong, and we're going to keep their names up in the limelight. Again, Leonard Douglas Brown, Denver Smith. Say their names. And thank you, and I appreciate everything you've done.
My name is Leonard Douglas Jenkins. I'm the son of William.
your attention to the back of the program. You will see information about the Colfax Massacre, the 150th anniversary, and there's a plan for a memorial plaque, and inviting you to contribute to the fund for that memorial. And with that, I will call up our closing speaker, Brenda Brent Williams.
To the families of Leonard Douglas Brown and Denver Smith, Professor Bell, Professor Drew, Brittany Dunn, and all those of us who were seated on this panel, and those of you who were seated in the audience as well, everyone tonight. What you have seen and heard tonight has been nothing less than historic. Not just because this may have been the first time that you heard these stories, but for many of you because you've lived them, or you lived with someone else who lived these stories. So what I want to say to you tonight, since you've heard much, but trust me, you've not heard it all. You've heard it before tonight, and I will repeat. This is an opportunity for us, not just an occasion, not just an event. November 16th of 2023 has got to be a different experience. It's going to be different because we're going to be different. Everyone in this room has been empowered to make things right. It's more than a plaque, more than a certificate. This is not a party. This is not a tailgate. This is serious business. It's a serious matter, and everyone in this room has a responsibility from this point forward to make sure that the lives of Leonard Douglas Smith and Leonard Douglas Brown, Denver Smith, were not in vain. Their lives have ended in one respect, but for those of us who carry on the torch, we have to carry on the flame. So I ask you, I urge you to find a way to get involved. I want to say thank you to those people who were suspended or expelled, and I want them to stand. Those of you who are here, please stand. Those gentlemen who were neither suspended nor expelled, but they were shot, if you're still here, please stand. If you were inside of the administration building, please stand. If you were outside of the administration building, and like I was, please stand. If you were on Southern University's campus at all on November the 16th, 1972, please stand. And for those of you who are not standing, I need you to work doubly sure to make sure that what happened on November 16th, 1972 is not repeated anywhere, especially at an HBCU where young people are sent to be nurtured, to become doctors, lawyers, electricians, engineers, heads of companies, mathematicians, government administrators, and all those other things that they are destined to become, and that their lives are not snuffed out or ended by assassination, and that their lives were not in vain. Thank you.
ended, but before you leave, I would like to ask everyone to